Your career, you're perfect in closeout games, 13-0. What do you attribute to this? What's been the biggest key? What's been working?
I mean, that record doesn't mean anything going into tonight. We still got to go out and play our game and do the little things. But I'm grateful to have that part of my, kind of moment in time where I can look back and say that I had some special teams where we finished out the job.
In these type of games, what do you usually expect from the opposition? What do you expect from OKC tonight?
Their best shot, more than desperation. We know that this is their last chance to save their season, so that's it right there. The feelings don't really need to be talked about. We kind of know what it is.
Would it be ideal to punch them first to kind of get some doubt in their minds?
I mean, it's basketball. It's just depending on how everybody feels to start the game at 7 p.m. and all of us, doing the right things, then we'll see them. But right now, we can only predict. So we're just gonna get some rest, get prepared for play.
Has anything impressed you the most about this young Thunder team playing up against them in the playoffs?
You said what's impressed me most?
Yeah.
I think just their resolve, and then also how they did it. You look back at their record, and you look at how many minutes they clocked in together as a group. And you finally go against them in the semifinals in a playoff series. You realize that they're a great young core, and they're going to be, a team that's going to challenge us for the next few years. So I'm grateful we got the opportunity to be in this series, and no matter what happens, I feel like I grew as a player going against them.
Kyrie, you said closeout games are the hardest ones, putting teams away. What are some of the positives from your team that you would like to see sustained tonight?
Just our poise, most importantly, and also just our approach and our mentality of what's going to happen out here tonight. AAC is going to be rocking, but it's really about us, kind of making peace with those emotions that are going to naturally come, embracing them, and then just playing our game. It's basketball at the end of the day, but in closeout games, especially on your home floor, there's a little bit more added pressure, and I think you just got to say it out loud and just embrace it and move forward. And, we're going to put our best foot forward, but that's the goal.
Kyrie, after Game 5, Luka said he put a little bit more of an emphasis on not arguing with the refs, focusing on hooping. Can you talk about his Game 5 performance and how big that was for his focus to be fully locked in?
Yeah, he was superb, and I talked about it on the podium. When he's putting his energy in the right places, we're a better team. And again, I also said that the referees are not perfect, the officiating is not perfect, so I don't expect a human being that's competing for something that they love to do to just be silent the whole entire game. You're allowed to be human out here, and that's what I related to. And when he goes beyond his threshold and he's not able to control his emotions, that's when he has to rely on us as teammates and just continue to affirm him that he's doing the right things, and we want him to stay aggressive on both ends of the floor. So easier said than done, but emotions and trust, they go hand in hand when we're playing out there.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Thanks. You mentioned that the process in Game 5 was a lot better for you guys offensively. And what steps forward do you feel like y'all took in that game on that end of the floor?
Making the right reads. I feel like throughout the whole game we were making the right plays. We just weren't converting. And even that showed in the stats. We had low turnovers and high number. I think we had the highest number of potential assists that we could have had. All of the playoffs. So if we make those shots, we're talking about how good we executed and made the right play, and we just didn't hit those shots. So different story, obviously.
Chet, but before that game, what was it you guys felt like you got away from offensively?
You said before that game?
Mm-hmm. What do you mean? Like with Mark saying that the process was so good in Game 5, what was it you saw you guys get away from before that?
I wouldn't say it was getting away from anything. I just think that we executed that game at an even higher level than usual. We just weren't converting.
We've talked about the shot making factor, but just for it to be at this stage, like knowing a Game 5 could swing either way because potential assist shot making. Like what did that feel like knowing you have to swallow that?
Losing for any reason, isn't fun. It doesn't matter if you execute great or execute poorly. A loss is a loss. So we have to, come back and be better and try to win. At the end of the day, there's no excuses for losing. You lost because you lost. You didn't lose because of this or that. So, we just got to turn it around.
Any belief that the pressure, I don't know if the pressure is really off, but this is just one. So just let it go, let her rip. That might help everyone shooting, especially the threes.
We have to go out there and be confident. Whether this was us trying to eliminate them or whether the series was still tied, doesn't matter. You got to go out there and play confident, and that's what we're going to do no matter the situation.
Mark was just saying yesterday that the threes in the series are available just because of the way Dallas is defending, and so that you have to take them. Does it feel that simple as the series unfolds?
It's definitely not that simple. There's a lot of X's and O's, a lot of things that go into it. That's just one part of the battle of the series, and that's just one of the things that Dallas is doing. But it's not the only thing.
Anybody else?
Have the playoffs felt kind of how you imagined, just as far as the intensity, physicality, just the competitive nature of it?
Yeah, I wouldn't expect anything less. Out of the playoffs and in the highest league of basketball in the world, with guys who are really competitive and driven. Everybody wants to win. Nobody wants to just lay it down and call it a season. So everybody's getting after it, and the officials are letting us play a little bit, so that leads to a physical, hard-fought game.
This is your first elimination game, so you haven't had this experience yet, but how are you holding yourself accountable in this experience tonight?
Yeah, we had an elimination game last series. Obviously in the opposite direction, but it's the same thing. Elimination games are the hardest. No matter what side of it you're on. So we just have to go and lay it all out there, understanding that a loss means our season's done. So we shouldn't hold on to anything. We should go out there and give it our all.
Chet, going off that, what do you think you've learned the most from your first NBA playoffs?
I wouldn't say it's any one single thing, but I've definitely learned that nothing's guaranteed. Anything can happen. A single call can change the course of your season. A single step, twisted ankle, a single missed shot, a single offensive rebound. So, you really got to go out there and give it your all, and make sure that those singular plays kind of go in your direction.
Are there plays you've looked back on this series that felt like they held that much weight that you can remember?
From jump balls to made and missed free throws to made and missed threes at the end of games to big defensive possessions. There's been a lot in this series. There were a lot in the last series, and I'm sure it's going to be a similar situation tonight.
Thanks, Chet.